Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on putting together the Scott Pilgrim Miniatures The World furniture. I know out there on Kickstarter some people have been voicing concerns of putting together all the intricate pieces. It's easily bendable. You can really ruin the set if you're not too careful. So I wanted to just take some time, look at that, show you the process that I used to make sure that I didn't mess up any of the pieces. Because they are pretty small, but hopefully this helps out some of you all. So let's go take a look at that.
All right, so we'll go ahead and take a look at this. We'll do a brief unboxing. It is very exciting that we get to show this. This again came from the Kickstarter. Of course, we come in here, we have little pamphlets for some of the other games that Renegade Game Studio creates and helps create. This was put together by not only Renegade Game Studios, but Oni Games as well. Along with the game, it comes with this whole pamphlet here. It teaches you about the mechanics of the game, how to set it up. This first box that we're doing right now is just the base game. I do have the complete Kickstarter, exclusive expansion packs and all that, that we will get to in a little bit. But this whole pamphlet, really this whole magazine looking thing, covers the game mechanics, all the characters, the features, what you're looking at inside of the box, all the parts and pieces. The one thing I didn't really see was how to put together the furniture. It does show you, of course, pictures of the furniture itself, but it won't guide you through the step-by-step process of how to put together the tables, the chairs, the mic, the stand, all that, the amplifiers and speakers. But it does do a fairly thorough job of covering all the game mechanics in here. And of course, on the back is just like the legend, the key for some of these symbols and what they mean. Real impressive artwork, so whoever put that together, kudos to you guys, because you did an amazing job. This base game does just come with the one board with all the furniture on it. There is in the expansion pack, if you purchase all of them, there's, I believe, 2 full-size boards like this, and then one just about like a half board that comes with different little circular pieces that you don't need to put together, but some of these pieces, like the speakers, the amplifiers, the tables, the chairs, and the drum kit is actually the one thing that gave me the most issue the first time I put things together. So we will get into that, how to put all this stuff together. Underneath this, so it does also come with a game board. Awesome that it pops out like this. It's kind of like a little pop-up book. And it is the whole stage here. There is a piece inside of it that gives you a little bit of a raised platform on this side of the board, so that way it does imitate exactly like a stage would if a band was playing. And then of course on here you'll notice some stickers. That is just the placement, the starting placement, if you will, for all of the furniture. So we have the speakers up here, there's an amplifier, and of course the drum kit and the mic stand that goes up on the stage. The stage piece has those stickers on it. Over here you'll see the chairs, the table. It does come with extra baggies, so that way you can store some of those round pieces, those kind of like coin-like pieces in here. And then under this, it does have a protective plastic piece that is taped on initially. We'll go ahead and open this up so that way we can take a look at all the game pieces in there. I'll need to open it up anyway so that way I can store all those all that furniture. There we go. We have all of our figures. I did go ahead and purchase the all-in, all-painted version. So we have Knives Chow, Kenny Pines, of course Scott, Pilgrim, Ramona Flowers, and I can't ever remember this dude, Steven Stills. There we go. Thank you for that. We have the Demon Hipster Chicks, and of course our villain character here. And here we have the dice. Different colors. There are different colors that go with some of the different characters. Of course, the villain has a different set of dice than the heroes would. These are your player boards, and you should get 6 of them here for each one of the heroes, as well as one for your villain. It will go through any abilities, any boosters that you may have, and also leveling up. There is a level up feature inside the game, so that way you can gain additional abilities. These squares that are not filled in are the abilities that you will be leveling up to obtain. And each player has their own unique abilities for the gameplay. You do get a baggie to go ahead and level up your character for the stars, and the squares for filling in which abilities you've obtained. And lastly, here we have item cards, which you will be drawing throughout the gameplay to enhance the abilities of each one of your characters. Alright, so now that we've looked at all that, seen some of the characters here, of course they did awesome detail work here. I don't know if we can get that in there, but amazing job with the detail, the coloring scheme, all of that. So amazing job, Renegade Game Studios and Oni Games, for putting all this stuff together. And of course, everybody's favorite, you need to go look at Ramona Flowers. She has some very big eyes, and of course she has her nice featured here rollerblades. And that trademark package in her arms. Go ahead and get one ready, leave it open. So you can start off pretty basic, pretty easy with all these circular pieces. Those are pretty straightforward on how you pop them out, and then you set them aside into one of the bags. So those are easy to do. Again, this piece, pretty straightforward, easy. You just pop it out, put it away. There is a specific slot inside of the packaging that you put this dice tracker in. They did a pretty thorough job of compartmentalizing all the things that you will need to put away and making sure that you had plenty of space to put all the furniture as well as these extra pieces away. Let's go ahead and start off with the speakers. The speakers are the ones, or the bigger ones. The amplifier is the much smaller one over here. And you'll notice I just use my finger and broadly. I don't try and force it in the middle or anything. I do a nice broad push down, so that way it doesn't rip any of the edges or tear at any of the notches, as you can see on there. Let's see. I don't want any of these notches torn. I don't want any of the edges torn. I want it all nice, perfectly in one pristine shape. So that's why I use, a pretty broad. If you want to use your thumb to cover as much surface area as you can, that will ensure that you get a nice clean break from the board. And yep, you got all those pieces for that first speaker. So you should have this one piece, and what is very cool that they did is they printed the design on both sides. However, I did notice on the first time that I put this together, what you want to do is have this side, you can feel the difference of the two sides. This side is smooth, so it'll feel very smooth and you can see it. This side, you'll see that it is notched on one side. That's because they already perforated the board. They did that during manufacturing, so that way it's easy to bend and you get that nice clean bend and precision that you need to put these pieces together. So the side that's already perforated, that will be the outside. So whenever we bend this, you'll see this notch side, we'll bend it and it'll separate a little bit. That's because they've perforated it. They've gone in and cut it. So that way it's easier to bend that way. I've tried it the other way to hide the seams. It doesn't match up perfectly. It doesn't line up perfectly whenever you do it that way. So definitely perforated side out. I know it doesn't look as nice because it's showing the seams, so to speak. You can see the white. But honestly, if you want it to match up precisely, that's the way that you're going to have to do it. So you'll notice I just bent it at each one of those seams. And you can overbend it just a little bit, so that way you have enough give in there, so that way you can line it up just nicely. And just wiggle it back and forth a little bit, and then you'll just pop it in place. I went ahead and pop that first piece right here, right into the little jigsaw hole looking thing. I don't know the specific terminology for it, but it is kind of like putting a jigsaw puzzle piece together, just three-dimensional. So we'll put this guy together with the front of the speaker. Now the little lightning bolt looking thing on the bottom, these are cracks. That's to show that the furniture itself is damaged during gameplay. So whenever you're playing the game, they start face up like this. If a character throws it, hits it, knocks it, then you'll turn it upside down to show that it's been damaged. And then the second time that you go and hit it, it's removed from gameplay because it's been broken. So we know that this side is the bottom side. And looking at the images on there, looking at this front piece to the speaker, we know that the little black square down here should be towards the bottom. So what we'll do is we can go ahead and line up the little jigsaw pieces to each of the notches. And it does take a little bit of finessing here. So you do have a little bit of give on this little square frame piece. You can kind of skew it a bit, wiggle it back and forth, so that way it's perfectly square and lines up with all the notches on this front piece of the speaker. So I like to start from the top, and what I do is I'll just again apply just firm pressure and make sure your finger is supporting that notch, and then just clip it in. And then we'll work our way around to this next notch over here. And if it makes it easier, you can unclip this to make sure that all these pieces fit. So we'll go ahead and put in this next piece right here on this side. On that one, I did have to use my nail a little bit to squeeze it in. Some of these pieces are tight fitting, so you do have to use your nail or something, a bit of a rounded edge to put enough pressure in there, so that way it squeezes it into that little jigsaw notch. There we go. And we got that top piece in. Again, make sure you support it with your finger as you're pushing it in, or if you need to, you can push it in with your nail and force it into that notch. And you do want to go back behind and push each of these pieces firmly in there. Make sure they're tucked in. Make sure there are no raised edges. So the back of the speaker is just straight, flat color. There is no top and bottom, so it doesn't matter what the orientation is on here. Same with that one. Don't use too much pressure like I just did and slipped. So there's that one. That is our complete speaker. That's what it should look like. This piece, let's see, it's a little bit off. There we go. That one wasn't clipped in there all the way. So our complete speaker here. And if you really wanted to, you could go behind and paint or, Sharpie in some of these edges so that way they're not so apparent. I like the way it looks, honestly. I don't think it looks bad to me. But that's all up to you and your preference. You're more than welcome to go ahead and customize these pieces to your heart's content. So we'll go ahead and put that one aside. Let's look now at the amplifier. This one's a little bit smaller. So you should have a thin flat piece like this with all the notches on it, and then two squares with the other notches to match up. Okay, so for this piece, just like the speaker, it has a perforated side that you can clearly feel the lines on. So we'll go ahead and bend that outward. And I'll go ahead and leave this one unclipped, so that way at the end we can just push it in there. Again, there's going to be a damaged side down at the bottom. And the orientation of this amplifier, so all those notches and things, this is the top side right here that we'll be putting together. So put it this way on there. I'll start with the top one. This one's being a bit stubborn, so just be patient with this. Some of them fit a little bit tighter than others. There we go. Got that one clipped in. So we got that side of the amplifier completed. Now you need the back. And this should go up towards the top. All those dials and plugins for the instruments. And of course the top will have the handle there for you to carry. And there we go. We have that amplifier all set up now. Just take your time. I know the first time that I did this, it was a bit frustrating. And it it does take a bit of a thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with me while I walk us through how to put all that furniture together. I hope it helps you out, so that way you get out there and playing this game a lot quicker with your friends and family.